What is up, beautiful people, and welcome to the first episode of the Evening Bake. As you can see, we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into this recipe. This is a recipe created literally off the top of the head after smoking some good strawberry cream cake, which is a lovely strain of Miss Mary Jane honey. And the four key ingredients that the boy decided to surprise me with for this lovely recipe were sweet potatoes, broccoli, chipotles and adobo, and spicy Italian sausage. So as you can see, we're gonna go ahead and get this broccoli broken down first. Want to make sure you get your broccoli cut at the tops, right? You want to cut it off everything at first, and then you want to break it down into smaller pieces, bite-sized pieces, just so everything cooks evenly and is uniform in the final product. And get those stems off there. Not everybody want those woody ass stems, and then you see the boy hand snuck in. Better be glad I can cut them little chubby fingers off. But you want to get that all broken down. And then once you are done breaking down the broccoli, getting it to where you want it, into the pieces and everything, uniform the way you want it to look, then you want to move on to your sweet potatoes. And when you get your sweet potatoes, you want to get those peeled, get everything off, get the skins off and everything. And then you want to break those down and dice those into like half-inch cubes, or whatever you like, depending on whatever you got going on, wherever the the spirit take you, honey. Wherever you feeling like going, that's where you go with. I felt like half-inch dices, and baby, that's what we went ahead. We went ahead and got all those broken down, cut them into fourths, and then cut those fourths into fourths again, like little matchsticks, and then broke those down into the dices. Then we went ahead and took about 3 tablespoons of olive oil, got the cast iron Dutch oven, going, heated up, and we put the olive oil in there. And then we got the olive oil heated up and ready for us to go ahead and get ready to saute, because we want to go ahead and get everything all warmed up and ready. And then that way we can go ahead and then throw in our Italian sausage, because we're going to start off by browning those because we want to start building that flavor, right? The entire thing with cooking that I tell everybody is you want to build flavors on top of each other. So get your Italian sausage open, go ahead and throw it into your olive oil. You want it, nice and hot, so it starts to form a crust and to caramelize the sugars and everything in the in the casing, and get everything nice and golden brown, baby. Brown food tastes good. Amber Rell used to say it back in the day when she had her show on Food Network. Brown food tastes good, and so do people. But anyway, I digress. So go ahead and get your sausages in there, and while you're getting your sausages, you want to go ahead and get you a new cutting board, just because we about to cut up some chipotles and adobo, baby, and she in some sauce. She in some adobo sauce. So you want to make sure that you don't get that on your nice, pretty wood cutting board, because it can stain it depending on the color of it, or you can just get it in some of the grooves that you don't want, and then you be cutting up something later down the road, and it tastes like chipotles and adobo, and you ain't trying to have that. So you don't want those those flavors to cross contaminate and spread around. So get you a nice little plastic cutting board. If you don't have one like the thin one like I got here, you can go ahead and get you one of the thicker ones. But either way, you want to get your chipotles out, scrape some of the adobo sauce off of them. That way they're a little bit easier to handle with the knife as you're chopping them up. I use four. Now I will go ahead and give the fair warning. This dish came out very spicy, but me and the boy, the significant other, like spicy food. So if you are not someone who likes spicy food or can handle spicy food, I suggest using one small chipotle in adobo, or half of one. Just really tailor this to your taste and to where you like to be. We like it spicy, so baby, I went ahead and used everything that was left in that can, as well as the adobo sauce that was up in there. Okay. So get those all chopped up. I went ahead and did like a nice little julienne, and then did just a quick little three chop to kind of dice them up. Get you some tongs, baby. You're gonna need you some, and go ahead and flip your sausage over. Again, you want to brown those on both sides, get those real nice and beautiful, nice caramelized. And you're not gonna cook them all the way through. So you're only gonna do like 4 minutes per side, if that, maybe three. You are just trying to get the color on there. They can still be raw and undercooked in the middle, because we're gonna slice them up and cook them in the rest of the dish. Okay. So go ahead and let those go. We got everything chopped up, and we can take a quick moment, and we're gonna go ahead and get all of our spices out. Now again, I'm doing this just off the top of the head, so with the ingredients that he gave me, I was kind of trying to think what spices and seasonings would all go with all of this. And so I kind of tried to make it like a blend of Mexican meets Italian. And that's kind of just what we went for, you know. So as you can see, them sausages nice and brown on both sides. We're gonna go ahead and get them out of there, and we're gonna leave all, the brown bits, excuse me, in the bottom of the pan, and we're gonna leave all that oil in there because baby, that's flavor. And we want that flavor, honey. Okay, you can't be skipping on the flavor, baby. So go ahead and get you a wood spoon because now we're about to move into the section of where we're gonna go ahead and get everything sauteed. So go ahead and get your potatoes in there first because they're gonna take the longest to cook. So you want to get those in there, let those get to cooking in that good oil, start getting soft and beautiful and just gorgeous in that olive oil and a little bit of that fat that came up out of those Italian sausage, honey. And once you get them all up in there, you're gonna want to go ahead and stir them up, get everything coated in that beautiful olive oil and fat. Because again, what flavor? Flavor, honey, flavor. Then we're gonna go ahead and throw our broccoli in because you want to make sure you get those sauteed as well. Like I like to make sure everything soak up a little bit of that oil, honey, because all those flavors up in there, we're not gonna lose any of this flavor. We want to make sure this meal tastes delicious. Then we're gonna go ahead and add in our chipotles and adobo. Just the peppers. The adobo sauce will go in a little bit later. This is just the peppers that are diced up. And get those in there, scrape that board, because again, I ain't missing none of this. You know what I'm saying? We done paid for it, done bought it. We want to make sure you get it all up in there. Then we're gonna add us a can of diced tomatoes, about a 15 or sorry, a 14.5 ounce can, and then just a little small 6 ounce can of tomato sauce. So go ahead and get those open. Use your can open, honey. If you got an electric one or a different one, do it. If you got the old school one that you gotta, use like you out camping, baby, go ahead and get it open, get everything up in there. Because we now again we want to start layering this. We had our olive oil, which brings one layer of flavor. We browned our sausage, second layer of flavor. Now we have our sweet potatoes and broccoli in there and the adobos, third, fourth, fifth layer of flavors. Now adding in our diced tomatoes and our tomato sauce. Just more flavors, just slowly building upon each other as we continue to go. And look at Gordon. Now we're gonna go ahead and add in that adobo sauce from the chipotles and adobo because we want everything up in here, honey. We want it all. And I added a little bit of water just to, rinse out the cans to get everything in there. And the recipe will be in the description box below because I can't even tell y'all, I probably did about half can of water on one, full can of water on the other. Like we just started building a little sauce and getting ourselves together. Okay. Again, she was three sheets to the wind. And in the process of all this, I'm talking crap to the boy. And I deleted the original audio from this recording because it didn't make no type of sense. And like it didn't have it didn't have any of like the good sounds because we was talking and kikiing in the back. And next time I can go ahead and keep that in and we'll do it a little different. I went ahead and tried to do this separately and do the audio separately. But next time, I will try to go ahead and just have the audio present. So then we're gonna go ahead into our spices, right? So first up is Miss Cumin, honey, Miss Cumin, and we did about a tablespoon of cumin, and spread the love around the pot. We then did about a half teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 1 tablespoon of paprika, a half teaspoon of dried thyme, and about a half teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. But again, these are just my quick measurements, just eyeballing it, thinking about what would taste good in this dish, with the ingredients he gave me. You can adjust these however. Season to your liking, season to your taste. If you want more, you want less, go ahead. And smell your food, baby. You want to make sure it smell good. If it don't smell good to you, why would you serve it to anybody else? So go ahead and get everything all mixed up. Get everything, all the seasonings mixed in. You want to scrape the sides of the pot. That's when you want to scrape the bottom of the pot as well to get all those brown bits up that have, developed from when you were browning off your sausage. Now we got our sausage, and again, those are nice and golden brown, but they're not cooked all the way through. So we're gonna go get another cupboard because we don't do what? We do not cut raw meat on a wood cutting board, honey. I hope y'all know that. If y'all don't, y'all done heard it here. Please make note of it. You never cut raw meat of any kind on a wood cutting board. I don't care what anybody done told you, you don't do it. So get you another one. As you can see, I went ahead and got me a red one, which if you're someone who's in food service, red is the standard for cutting any type of raw meat, which is why I went ahead and did it. And we're going to get these and we're going to cut them on a bias. We just want them nice little bite-sized pieces, that way once the finished product is done, you can either pop one whole piece in your mouth while you're eating it to fit on your spoon real nice, or you can cut it in half with your spoon or your fork or whatever, and then you get two bites out of it. But just on the bias, make them look nice and pretty. Again, these are not, I repeat, not cooked all the way through. If you look real close, honey, you can see how red they look. Oh, when I tell you these were spicy, y'all, spicy and delicious. Oh, so good. But of course, I love spicy food. So again, if you ain't a spice addict like me, get you some regular Italian sausage links. Don't get no spicy, okay? But baby, these was red and hot and oh, delicious, honey. Again, go ahead and get them on in the pot once you done got them cut up. And again, they weren't cooked all the way, so you're dealing with raw meat. So afterwards, you want to make sure you wash your hands. I got a cut coming up here because you know I went and washed my hands off camera. Okay, she went and used soap and water to get her hands clean before we came back in for our next portion. Once you get your sausages in, you're gonna put your lid on, right? And you're gonna let this cook down because you want your sausages to get a chance to cook. And you're gonna simmer it for 20 minutes on medium low heat. All right, y'all, we done came back. We're about to add our rice because, of course, when I thought of this dish, I thought of a soup with rice, kind of like a jambalaya. Make sure you wash your rice. I washed this rice 3 times. The water was nice and clear. And then we went ahead and added it in. Give it a nice good stir. Make sure nothing's sticking. Make sure you got enough water. Everything looks good. And you can also kind of taste your broth if you want to here because it's been cooking for 20 minutes. Your sausages are done and all the bacteria and everything has been cooked out. So this is now a safe time where you can taste the broth. You can check for seasoning and everything. Again, I did that off camera, and baby, nope, lies. There go the spoon. I tasted it right. I was like, oh, I did that off camera. Lies right there. Tasted it. It was great. So I left it as is, and we cooked it for another 11 minutes until the rice was done. After that, we came in after our 10 minutes, stirred it up, made sure everything was looking good and delicious, turned off our heat because we are at this point finished. Rice is perfectly cooked. All the veggies are tender. The soup, sweet potatoes have like gotten not necessarily mushy, but fork tender. So they still hold their shape. They still hold everything up. And we are just in yummy business. At that point, baby, you're gonna go ahead and get you a ladle and you're gonna scoop you a few servings up And baby, we getting ready to eat dinner. You hear me? We getting ready to eat, mama. Look at that soup, y'all. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Nice and spicy and red and just and it was a cold night here in Chicago, baby. It was raining, it was windy, it was thunderstorming. So this was exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay. And babies, there y'all have it. We decided to call this dish NonaCreole because we felt like it was something your grandmama would make. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Please see the recipe in the description below. Like, share, comment, and we will see you on the next episode.